Hey everybody, it's Mitch, and welcome to my next video. Today we're going to be talking about the Ur Priest here in the Complete Divine. There's our buddy, the Ur Priest, right there. So, what we're going to be talking about today is, what is the Ur Priest? We're then going to talk about what it takes to become an Ur Priest. Finally, we're going to talk about what you get as an Ur Priest, and last but not least, we're going to talk about how good the Ur Priest is and how you might use it in a build. So, let's get started. First off, what is the Ur? Well, Ur priests are those who despise the gods. They can't stand them. Some of them decide that, you know, I'm going to steal from the gods. Not enough to draw their ire, enough for my own purposes. So they learn to meditate. And in this meditative stance, they take the power from the gods in order to fuel their spell list. Very similar to that of how a cleric would get their powers from the god, except they pray to the gods, and the gods willingly grant them this power. What Ur priests do is they just kind of slip in there, take that power, steal it for themselves, and use it for their own purposes, without the gods being aware that they were stolen from half the time. And if they are, it's usually not enough for them to do anything about it. You guys also have a tendency to be loners. You don't like gathering together because if a large number of them gather together, deities can be like, well, that's where the Ur priests are, let's take them out. But they don't do that. They keep separated, make it harder to be taken out because they're not gathered in one spot. Makes it more work for the deities to do anything about them, and makes it less likely the deities will do anything about it because of that. That is the Ur priest, loner who steals their power from the gods themselves, their enemies, the gods. Now that we know what an Ur priest is, let's talk about what it takes to become an Ur priest. First off, you gotta be evil. Stealing from the gods? Like, that's pretty evil. Second off, you need base saves, +3 on both fort and will. Typically saves that are good for divine casters, so it makes sense. It requires skills in bluff, 6, knowledge arcana, 5, knowledge the planes, 5, knowledge religion, 8, spellcraft, 8. So decent number of skills. It also requires the feats iron will and spell focus evil, neither of which are great feats, so that's a little bit nasty getting in, especially in terms of feats. Skills a little bit too, but and special. You have to not have any divine spell casting. And if you had divine spell casting previously, in terms of an ex cleric, you have to forever forsake it. Okay, it's a weird one in that it's not a special requirement of, hey, you have to have this. No, it's a you have to not have this. Which not having a thing is kind of easier, you know. There's a lot of classes that don't have divine spell casting, you know. Monks, fighters, sorcerers, wizards, you know, pretty much a lot of them. Yeah, it's not too bad. That's what it takes to get in. So let's talk about what you get. First off, a d8 hit dice. Not bad. You get an average base attack bonus, which is alright. Kind of typical for a cleric, for any divine caster, really. You get a good will save, but a bad fort and reflex save, so alright, that's okay, I guess. For skills, you get 2 plus int, and you get all the skills that you really need. Not much else. It's pretty bare bones. There's nothing there that's like, wow, you really need that for a divine caster. No, those essential ones are there, but that's literally it, other than knowledge arcana, profession, and craft. So it's pretty bare bones. But you do get the essentials. So there's that, I guess. They get weapon and armor proficiency, so for that they get just simple weapons, and that's it. Now, the big one that they get is spells per day. They get a very accelerated spells per day. They can cast spells as if they were a cleric, and they get spells fast. Now, you in 10 levels are going to get 9th level spells. They accelerate extremely quickly, which is the big draw for this class. It's really good if you want to do like a The Urge build or also a Gish build. Very good for both. Also, if you want to do a The Urge Gish build, like video on that, they get that. And then they also get Rebuke Undead, pretty nice. They get divine spell resistance. Starts off at 15 and then goes up to 20. So at 4th level it's 15, it's 20 at 8th level. So that's not great really. It's very underpowered, but at the same time, it's going up by 5 every 4 levels. So assuming that this was something that continued to get into epic, which it should be because it is a pretty regular pattern, it will eventually, and by eventually I mean you'll be, level 50 or 60 by the time it actually starts to become good. It'll start becoming very, very good, but you're going to be extremely high epic by that point, and hard to say if it's worth it. Also, extremely unlikely your game will still be going at that point, so very likely it's irrelevant. I just wanted to throw that out there that at extremely high levels, these guys can effectively become immune to divine casting by similar level casters. So that's a thing, but you're gonna be like level 70 before you start to see that. So like it's only decent at level 50. It's not till like level 70 that it starts getting like really broken. They also get Siphon spell power at 5th level, which lets them use lower level spell slots to gain higher level spells or a higher level spell. So that's kind of decent. Not really bad at all. It's a good ability. It's not super good, but it is good. Then finally, at 10th level, they get Steal Spell-like ability, which will let them steal the spell-like ability of a creature once per day that's within 50 feet of them, and they can use it either 3 times per day or as often as the creature could. So that allows a lot of different options. One thing of note is that it said for like a Pit Fiend's Wish that they could steal that and use it, but then they wouldn't be able to use it again for a year after, since the Pit Fiend can only use it once per year. So if they stole the Pit Fiend's once a year wish, then they could use that wish once that day, but they couldn't steal a wish for another year. So that's a thing that you gotta keep in mind. It's not super great to be using it for that method, but you can. Just there's huge drawbacks. So there's that. Anyways, that is what the Ur Priest gets. Let's talk about how good they are. All right, so how good are they? Well, as a level 1 dip, they are amazing. The advanced spellcasting is great. You level 1 dip and then use another prestige class that advanced divine spellcasting. Oh, this is so good because then you're just advancing Urpriest spellcasting with another class and they advance really fast. So great on a the Urge build. Oh, especially seeing is one thing I forgot to mention earlier is the fact that their caster level, they actually gain half of their arcane casting levels as their divine caster level. So if they had like levels of wizard, every one of those or half of those levels would count towards your divine caster level for Ur Priest. So that's pretty nice. A nice way to get your caster level up. It's an okay if you want to go for a second level. Second level's not bad. Being able to rebuke undead, you can use that for divine meta magic or devotion. If you want to take a devotion feat, you could use that to get more uses. So not terrible to take a second level. You're not always going to want to do that. The first level is really where it's at, but the second level has some serious value and it may very well be worth it. Fifth level's okay, I guess. Siphon spell power is alright. It's not a terrible ability, but I don't know if it's worth 3 levels of this. So there's that. And then their capstone's actually really solid. The ability to steal spell-like abilities, but taking that many levels is very much not worth it. But it is a very, very good prestige class all in all. Like this is used heavily in a lot of builds. It's basically required if you want to do the Urge Gish build. Like if you want both of those, basically need Ur Priest to pull it off. It's still solid in both the Urge and Gish builds in general. So yeah, it's very, very good. One of the best prestige classes for the Urge and Gish builds, or Divine Gish. Very solid. That's really how you use it in a build is any the Urge or Divine Gish. That's how you use this on an evil character. It does have to be evil. More for NPCs. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like. Maybe subscribe for more D&D 3.5 videos. Down in the description, I have a link to my Twitch and to my Discord, so check that out. But anyways, as always, I'm Mitch. Seeing ya.